F.W. de Klerk, who handed SA's reins to Nelson Mandela, dies aged 85. Former state president F.W. de Klerk died at his home in Cape Town on Thursday at the age of 85. His foundation said in a statement, "It is with the deepest sadness that the F.W. de Klerk Foundation must announce that former President F.W. de Klerk died peacefully at his home in Frenay earlier this morning following his struggle against mesothelioma cancer. He is survived by his wife Alida, his children Jan and Susan, and his grandchildren." De Klerk disclosed on his 85th birthday in March that he was suffering from cancer, which affects the lining of the lungs. He was undergoing immunotherapy to treat it. The announcement came less than a year after his son Willem died of cancer in Durbanville at the age of 53. Referred to as the last white ruler of South Africa, de Klerk shared the Nobel Peace Prize in 1993 with Nelson Mandela for their work for the peaceful termination of the apartheid regime, and for laying the foundations for a new democratic South Africa. He had ruled over the final years of apartheid between 1989 and 1994. As the leader of the National Party, the party which initiated and whose official policy was apartheid, he announced broad reforms and plans for a new constitution. They included the unbanning of liberation movements, the release of political leaders from prison, and the start of negotiations for a transition to a democratic country. After the handover to democratic rule, he served for 2 more years as deputy president to Mandela. He also set up 2 foundations, the F.W. de Klerk Foundation, which checks all registrations coming before Parliament for their constitutionality, and the Global Leadership Foundation, a think tank involving global leaders. De Klerk told the Sunday Times in 2015 that he and Madiba became good friends and visited each other's homes. "When he died, I was very sad about the loss of a friend, but also sad to think about the degree to which his legacy of reconciliation, nation building and uncompromising integrity is beginning to unravel." His decision to abandon apartheid was not sudden, he told interviewer Lynn Sampson. "I had been thinking about it since the mid-1980s. I said that the aim was a totally new and just constitutional dispensation in which every inhabitant will enjoy equal rights, treatment and opportunity in every sphere of endeavor, constitutional, social and economic." In retirement, though, he had become deeply concerned about developments in South Africa and about the need to protect and promote the constitution. "I am also concerned about the degree to which the SA Communist Party, without winning a single vote, has succeeded in influencing economic policy and has taken over control of the National Democratic Revolution. I am worried by increasing corruption. Like many South Africans, I am very worried about the areas in which we are moving in the wrong direction, with regard to continuing inequality, the failure of our education system and unacceptable levels of unemployment, particularly among young people." The foundation said the family will, in due course, make an announcement regarding funeral arrangements. Honoring the late de Klerk would be an insult to the families of the people in many communities who were maimed by his state-sponsored black-on-black violence.